Hey guys, Sean here at the Gardener Center. And you know, if you ask me, I think this time of year, late July, is like the best time of the entire growing season for gardeners, particularly if you are a perennial gardener or into pollinator gardening. This is a time of year where so many classic summer plants are at their peak of bloom and in their prime season. I'm talking about summer phlox, your cone flowers, black-eyed Susans, Russian sage, and this guy right here, English lavender. My video this week is going to be devoted to English lavender. If I were to venture an educated guess, I think more people who garden in this part of the world probably kill English lavender more than anything else. So please stick around if you've tried growing English lavender and have failed, or if you're thinking about growing this beloved and challenging summer perennial. All right, so we sell a lot of lavender here at the Gardener Center. I think the only perennial we sell more of than this are the Nepidas that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. This plant's got a lot of things going for it. Obviously it looks great, it smells great, it blooms for a very long time. Butterflies and bees love it. Deer, rabbits, and groundhogs hate it. And when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, it occurred to me that in my entire career, I don't think I've ever had a single customer approach me about a lavender that they had an insect or disease problem with. This plant's problems are always cultural, as in planted in the wrong spot or handled the wrong way with water or with light conditions. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about how to keep this plant alive in your garden, because it's not the easiest thing to grow here in Connecticut, and I'm hoping I can offer you a little insight onto how to grow this successfully. So a couple of weeks back when I was talking about the mophead hydrangeas, I had mentioned the importance of siting them properly. With the hydrangeas, the important part was siting them in the correct light conditions. Lavender are kind of in the same boat, only these guys really need to be sited in the proper soil conditions. And the conditions they like, we really don't have here in Connecticut, in most of Connecticut. So one of the things I like to think about or know about when I'm growing a plant that's challenging, and this is particularly helpful, especially with some funky house plants and with some of the weirder orchids, a lot of the carnivorous plants, is to know where the plant you're trying to grow would grow naturally, where it would occur in nature. And English lavender, first of all, is about as English as a pizza. So this plant does not grow naturally in England. It was probably brought there with the Romans when they spent their time there. It grows well in England, that's where its common name came from, but it actually came with the Romans from the Mediterranean region, specifically like coastal Mediterranean regions. So this plant likes a gritty, alkaline, well-drained soil that doesn't have a lot of organic matter in it. And I mean, if you think about it, when we're planting everything else in our gardens here in Connecticut, we're being told to add organic matter and to add compost and things like that. Another mistake we make with lavender is we love to use bark mulch as the top dressing when we're done with our plantings. That is a big no-no for lavenders. Number one, it's going to make the soil more acidic, and number two, it's going to hold moisture in the soil where the lavenders don't want moisture to be held. Lavenders like a soil that drains quickly. They have no problem with water. I mean, think about it. They grow very happily in England, and it rains almost all the time there. Their issue is with soil that holds water. So you can water these every day if they're in a well-drained spot. Years ago, I rented a house that was about a half a block from Long Island Sound, and I had one of these. I can't remember the reason I ended up with a random lavender, but I just stuck it in a little strip between my driveway and the neighbor's house and never touched it again. And over the years, it turned into one of the nicest lavenders I had ever seen in landscape in Connecticut. And the reason for that was my proximity to Long Island Sound. So you think about it, at the beach, you got nothing but sand. But then as you move in from the shore, you get more and more organic matter in your soil. So the native soil in my yard had just enough organic matter added to that sand that it was a perfect happy home for my lavender. So when you plant these, you need to take that into consideration and accommodate the soil for them before you plant them. This is a plant you definitely need to prepare the soil for. The reason we sell so many lavenders, besides the fact that they're great plants and they look nice, honestly a lot of them are just being sold as replacements because they're being planted in soil that just doesn't work for them. So if you're going to invest in lavender, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to do a little research and make sure you get the soil right for these guys, especially if you're planting a bunch of them. If you Google preparing soil for English lavender, you're going to find all sorts of good recipes and info online for these guys. If you can get your soil right, well-drained, alkaline soil, no wood mulch, your lavenders are going to be happy for years to come.